Hey guys, Frost here. Welcome back. A lot has happened in the past week and I wanted to take this opportunity to discuss about a couple of them. Now, some of them are bot and hacking, exploiting, Phase 5 news, changes applied to the game, and so on. I want to start with going back in February 2020 when NetEase decided to release the WoW token on the Chinese realms. Now, back then I looked at it and I was like, this is not going to affect us. Not at all. Like, if they want to have gold token, that's fine. However, the problem is that the gold price in China went so low that the gold farmers and the hackers decided to move to European and North American realms, where the gold was anywhere like 7 to 10 times more expensive than in China. Now, what happened is that with them, they brought a lot of hacks. I'm not sure if you've seen some of the videos, hacks such as flying hacks, no clip, wall, I don't even know. Like, I was watching on Twitch live a couple of days ago, Joker D and ZG was about to get reset. So if you know, if you're in the dungeon, when the ID resets, you will be teleported to the nearest graveyard, alive. And what happened there, a lot of mages popped on the graveyard and he tried to AoE farm them, and one of them actually turned the hack on and he was flying above trying to get away. Imagine the IQ of that bot farmer. Now, it got so bad in the last period, and I kind of noticed it because I was expecting the prices of some items to go up in price, such as Mountain Silver Sage, such as large brilliant shards, such as a lot of things. And I was going to the auction house and I saw like the Mountain Silver Sage going down in price to under 1 gold. So if you don't know, bots were using in GG the fly hack to fly over herbs and pick them without getting aggro from the mobs, like doing them in literally no time. One thing I was curious why the Arcane Crystal didn't go down in price. And I was expecting things like Righteous Orbs to go up in price, but apparently Stratholme, it's filled with multi-box farmers. I'm not even sure if they're players behind that multi-boxers. Maybe everything is automated, you know, like it's possible that bots that farm in Stratholme, everything is automated. Now, Blizzard received a lot of backlash because of this, and they started making some changes, and this is the first thing I wanted to talk about. As a part of ongoing efforts to eliminate exploitative and automated gameplay with scheduled weekly maintenance in each region, we're implementing the following change to our settings on the WoW Classic realms. You may now enter a maximum 30 unique instants per day per realm. This is both for raids and for dungeons. That means you can only do 30 resets. The restriction complements the current limit of 5 instances per hour. Now when a player enters a dungeon or raid, the game checks to see if they have entered 5 instances in the last 24. Basically, you can do 30 dungeons per 24 hours. Now, how this will fix the bot problem, I don't know. I think this will affect more regular players than bot players, because bot players can get an extra account, and they already probably have extra accounts which they farm independent with them. Now imagine if you're a normal player and you're farming for your Savage Gladiator chest, and then you get locked out for the raid because you farmed 30 dungeons in one day trying to get a piece of item that you really want, and then you won't be able to join your normal raid. So I don't think this is a great change. I think I'm not gonna spend more than 6 hours per day in a dungeon. Usually when I farm dungeon it's 2 or 3 hours, but I can see how this will turn back and bite players in their back. Moving on a bit, recently, just today, it came out that Blizzard took action versus the exploitative gameplay. Blizzard suspends over 74,000 accounts. So they said we recently completed the round of actions against players who were found cheating in World of Warcraft. We rarely communicate publicly about this. Maybe you can do it more often. I mean, it doesn't take to make a 2 weeks or a month update, so just people would be, I don't know, with their minds at ease, because the bot situation lately went so under control. Like on both realms I play, Gehenna's EU and Farlina NA, there are bots everywhere. Like if you type /who in Stratholme, they're like hundreds of players without guild names, staying there 24/7. It doesn't matter the hour of the day you type that. If you go in Eastern Plaguelands and try to farm like herbs and so on, you always find bot every 100 yards. They're everywhere. They have paths. They move like this. So they banned 74,000 accounts, and previously before this, they requested for our aid. So help Blizzard by reporting bots in Classic WoW. So they're asking for our help to report players that have a weird behavior in game. Now, I'm not sure exactly if those, you can report someone by right-clicking on their unit frame and report and state your reason and so on. I'm not sure if this is the best change, the best thing to do. I mean, you're a multi-billion company. Can't you afford an anti-hack or something? Can't you work with people developing the hacks? I don't think this will stop players from exploiting and so on. And imagine if you have a fly hack, how much damage you can do to the game. Already the economy has suffered a lot. Like I said, some of the items that were supposed to go up in price with the upcoming release of AQ, they're just not going up in price. It's odd, they're going down in price. And I was like, this is not happening. I mean, private servers back in the day did a better job with this. Like, this is really, really weird. So I'm happy to see that they started taking some actions and they banned a lot of accounts. 74,000 accounts. Now that's a lot. Like, I'm not sure exactly what the number of players are playing Classic WoW, although I think it's one of the most popular MMOs out there. Like, some MMOs don't even have like 74,000 players. 74,000, that's huge. So I'm really hyped about this, and hopefully they do a better job. I don't think the 30 days instance lock at 30 dungeons per day, it's a good change that can fire back to regular players. And I hope they should work on an anti-cheat, if not for now, because Classic soon it's gonna be over, at least for the Burning Crusade. Now, I don't want to see this again for Burning Crusade, people exploiting, and hopefully if they release Burning Crusade in China as well, don't let them have like the gold token. There was actually discussion that Blizzard might implement the WoW gold token in Classic. Actually, there was in Wowhead an article stating about that. Now, I think that won't be a good change. I think they should try to find an anti-cheat, and at least if they failed for Classic to deal with this situation, at least for Burning Crusade we'll have a better odds. Let's move to the next release. Next news, Blizzard, its opening event PTR stress test on June 18th. So as you might know, if you go to your launcher, you can install Classic WoW PTR, which you'll be able to do probably AQ20, AQ40, and most importantly the stress test, which is going to be at midnight in Europe, in Central Europe. I'm gonna post a link in the description down below. They're going to try to simulate the war effort in Silithus. So there's a long post here. The test details. First and foremost, we'd like to see a full realm with a queue of testers waiting to get into the realm. So if you have nothing else better to do, please join, and I'm going to be there too. We're going to try to see how the opening event will go. This will allow us to consider tweaks in the total realm capacity. We'll open the realm in about an hour before the stress test so that everyone can copy over their character. So from what I've seen here, you'll manage to get a level 60 character. However, the gear, it's not going to be the one that you have on your normal characters. It will be rare dungeon quality gear. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Hopefully it's not tier 0, because that doesn't have any stats on them. Whatever it is, it's good for the purpose of stress testing. What to expect for this event: we're optimizing aspects of the game that you will potentially see and feel. In order to maximize the number of players in Silithus, we have to make some sacrifices to things like buffs and debuffs, updates, player movements, general server client communications and spells. Oh, so they're going to tune it down apparently. We will begin testing AQ opening event by initiating it automatically. Testers won't have to do anything to make the event happen, so you don't have to do the effort. This will go on for 1 hour, so 1 hour prior to the opening, you will be able to copy your character and create your character. And after 1 hour of the opening of the test realms, we'll be able to do the event for 1 hour. Okay. There will be lag, they're saying, despite the years of big improvements that we have seen to hardware, software, and data through, we must accept that packing more and more players together in a small space causes an exponential, not linear, load of the game servers. And of course, the game can port players out of zone entirely, similarly to how players were ported out of Silithus in original World of Warcraft. No changes. Just like we did in 2006, we consider that preferable to a crash. And I kind of agree with that. Rather, you would be ported to a different area and then you can come back, opposed to a server crashing. And then they talk about layering. Today, layering is enabled for some of the very popular realms, and we've engineered the AQ opening event to operate as expected on realm with multiple layers. Nonetheless, our goal with this Silithus optimization efforts is to make the event run the best it can without adding layers to realms. So this is good news, maybe. Some people said that they would prefer layers in order to see the event and not crash, but I guess it's good news. And we do not plan to add more layers to any realms for the event. So they decided to strip some of the things in the game to make it more viable. So if you want to test the servers, 18th of July, which is today in my case, 3 PM PDT, 6 PM EDT, midnight Central Europe time, and hope to see you there. Tell me, guys, what you think about everything, about the bots, about the exploit, about where Classic is going. Some changes. I think there were some Alterac Valley changes as well, which I didn't talk about. I still think there weren't enough, though. That doesn't mean it will make Alliance have more advantage. But yet again, thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you on the stress test tonight. Bye-bye.